This was a really bad idea. This is not designed to go off-road. Hello, people of Interweb Town. It's your favorite abandoned warehouse, Sarah here with another car review. And today I have a 2021 Toyota CHR. It's the Nightshades edition of the CHR. If you guys were unfamiliar with the Scion brand, it died off a few years back, but the CHR is living proof that it still lives on in spirit. I like cheap, fun-looking little vehicles like this. And because this is the Nightshades edition, that means it comes with a bunch of black accents like the lip spoiler and the grille, and there is no excuse anymore for vehicles well over 30 grand to come with halogen headlights, because this thing is in the low 20s, and these are LEDs. Granted, they are reflective beam ones, and that's kind of fancy how that works. It's like it's up here and it reflects down into these little cups. See? Black 18-inch wheels, because Nightshades edition. And that's chunky enough. You're going off-road today. I don't know why I talk to cars in this warehouse by myself. If there's people out here in the desert watching me, they probably think I'm batshit crazy. Allow me to briefly direct your attention to the rear of the CHR, because there's a whole situation of vibes going on back here. First off, yes, it's painted topped, but this rear door handle looks like some kind of origami project. Also, the rear wing got a little bit of Sierra Cosworth vibe going on here, because there's also a mid-wing down below that by the taillights, and also the taillights kind of remind me of the Yaris GR a tad bit, but I wouldn't know because they don't sell them here in America. Why, Toyota? Give us the Yaris GR. Look at the size of this muffler. No wonder this thing's so heavy. Hey, that's removable in case you want to put a European rear fog light back there. Nice. It's got a real exhaust, but no tip. Don't mess with Texas. From this angle, it actually looks like this thing could be some kind of a hot hatch. And there you go, storage. It finally dawned on me, I now know what this looks like. It's an anglerfish with wheels and without the antennae. It's refreshing getting to review a cheaper car, considering most new cars cost well over $30,000 today. I kind of like this. And yes, it does feel somewhat cheap in here, but they did a great job at masking that cheapness. The only thing you can really tell is when you open and close the door, it's got a little bit of a cheap thud to it when the door closes, especially on the outside. I love the fact that this thing has standard power folding mirrors. That's something you never see in cars this cheap, at least in America. It's not bad looking in here. There are a lot of hard plastic materials, but the places where journalists usually shove their fingers, Toyota was smart and put some soft padding in those areas, like the top of the dashboard. It's got this little couch cushion up here. This is an interesting rear seat. It's very claustrophobic feeling when you sit back here because of the fact that the C-pillars are like that thick. 2 C's. And the door panels down here, oh yeah, they're hard plastic, but they have this weird triangle hexagonal shape. I don't understand shapes. I failed geometry. There's absolutely nothing going on in this back seat. There's not even pockets in the back of them. Little bits of piano black trim down here. I don't know what's going on the speaker grill. That's a different type of shape. And then of course the seats. There's more shapes on those as well. And bolstering wise, you know what? I can't be too critical on this because it's not terrible bolstering. It's a really squishy back seat. I should probably stop doing this because if someone is watching from the outside, it looks like people are having what the f is going on the ceiling up here? It looks like egg cartons for some weird Jurassic eggs. Leaf eggs. I don't know what they did, but the headliner's black. I like that at least. Even the map light in the center has this weird triangle texture in it. That's a tease. The knob for the shifter for the CVT, because America doesn't get good transmissions anymore in cheap vehicles. We just get CVTs shoved into everything. It's a hammock. I'm sensing a bit of a Supra vibe with the shape of these center vents under the infotainment system. You know what else is weird? The cup holders on this thing are the shape of teardrops, and they're huge. But what's even stranger is the fact that this cup holder, the deepest one, is underneath your climate control. It's perfect shape to toss a penguin. The rear seat is equipped with 2 cup holders. That's it. That's all you get back here, cup holders. This is a surprisingly nice steering wheel for how cheap of a vehicle this is. And also it has buttons right here for lane keep assist as well as radar cruise control. That's nice to see stuff like that in this cheap of a vehicle. There's not even an oh shit handle back here. What happens if you oh shit? All right, let's fire this bad chicken salad sandwich up. You can tell I'm getting hungry for lunch. Bounces off of the rev limiter pretty quick. It's about the only thing it does pretty quick. I see what Toyota's doing here as far as the tech department goes. They'll give you the fancy looking full-size touchscreen tablet display for the infotainment system, but they will spare the navigation because this isn't the fully loaded top spec version. It's just a tease. You press the map button and it says the navigation app is not installed. However, it clearly is technically installed because why would the gauge cluster be showing me a posted speed limit for the road that I'm not on right now? There's not really much else to this infotainment system. The sound system, for being a base model, it's not terrible. It bumps a little bit, does distort though if you crank it all the way up. And it does play nicely with Robot and Fruit. Other than that, it's pretty simple. I have to say though, I would much rather have that than some cheap little tape deck AM FM cassette player because you couldn't spend an extra couple $100 for the touchscreen display. This is typically the time in the car review where I talk about the gauges, but I don't think there's any reason to now because you can clearly tell what these do. Tachometer, speedometer, temp, gas. Let's go. Off-road. Oh yeah, I took the CX-30 off-road, granted that was all-wheel drive. But this is close enough to a CX-30. I know this thing's only front-wheel drive, so I can't expect very much from it off-road, but I just want to see what it'll do, because it does kind of look like a little rally hot hatch since it has 5.9 inches of ground clearance. Personally, if I bought one of these, I think it would look best if it was just slammed on the ground and you put some airbags on it. It's not like this thing's fast, so you can't really ruin its handling. Is it quick off-road? No, it's not even quick in the dirt at all. This thing's actually pretty quiet on the inside. I don't hear anything rattling other than my camera equipment that I have down here on the floor. Ooh, geez. I don't know if it's gonna do this. What do you guys think? Is it gonna make it over this guy right here? Because that looks like something that would rip an oil pan to pieces. But I don't know. Even if I make it down this hill, I still have to drive through a wash that's full of sand and gravel with two-wheel drive. All right, little chur. I got faith in you that you can at least make it past this part. I think it's gonna do it. I think it's gonna do it. I did it. I made it into the wash. Now what the hell am I gonna do? I'm in a wash in a two-wheel drive car. I don't know why am I doing this? What is wrong with me? I really don't want to get stuck. Oh, it doesn't like going through this gravel at all. Oh, why do I do dumb things? Why do I do dumb things? I need to make it to hard ground. Come on, little car. There you go. There you go, little car. Oh, geez. Ooh, I don't think I got the ground clearance to make it up this. These rocks are mostly packed down. The problem is I'm gonna be driving the vehicle at an angle like this because the tires are gonna be up there on the edge, which is going to put the tire at an angle that forces the rim down here by these rocks. And as you can see, this is an average size rock that's out here. So it's not gonna take much for me to hit this gloss black rim and mess it up, which means I think I'm gonna head back and give up on this trail. I'm gonna try this hill in reverse. It will essentially make this thing rear wheel drive because I'm going that way, but the weight is over the wheels and I have a backup camera to see where I'm going, whereas in the front, I don't know where I'm going. That's sand. This was a really bad idea. This is not designed to go off-road. All right, go up this hill, car. Come on. You can do it, little car. You can do it, little car. It did it. I'm out of the wash. I reversed a bad decision. How many of you wish you could do that in life? I'm not gonna take this thing off-road anymore. Oh my, no wonder this thing weighs so much. Well, look at that. You have a hole here, but you also have optional hole here. Toyota, just because you included that little arrow, I'm gonna stick this rod in the wrong hole. Hello, and welcome to Garage Science with Sarah. Powering this Toyota Charlie Hotel Romeo is a 3 Zulu Romeo dash Foxtrot Alpha Echo, which is a 2-liter dual overhead cam 4-cylinder that produces 144 horsepower at 6,100 RPM and 139 pound-feet of torque at 3,900 RPM. What's underneath the engine cover? Ooh, it actually has an aluminum valve cover instead of a plastic one. This looks like a fairly simple engine to work on, that's for sure. This isn't exactly a powerhouse. And on top of that, this thing weighs almost 3,300 pounds. It's tiny. Where? It doesn't make any sense. This thing's overweight by at least 500 pounds. I could see 2,800-ish would be fine. 3,300? That's crazy. In the name of science, I'm gonna try to give this thing a bean. I'm going to disable the traction control, give it every bit of assistance possible, except for the fact that I'm gonna use manual mode, and this is a CVT, and that's not gonna make it any faster, but it does fake shifts anyway, so let's make it more cinematic. Ready? Go! Go, car! Go! Do it! Come on, you can do it! Come on, little car! Go, little car! Slam them gears! Go! Car! That's good enough. Oh, it's not a fast car at all, but that's okay, because it's not okay. Hello, I'm back. The drivetrain in the CHR is longitudinally mounted and it's front wheel drive only in North America. And it's paired to a CVT transmission, the only transmission available. However, other countries get an optional 6-speed manual as well as a 1.2-liter turbo 4-cylinder and all-wheel drive. We totally got boned on this one, and not in a good way. Come on, Toyota. Give us something fun under the hood of this. Give it like 185, 190 horsepower, parts bin an engine out of something else, and throw a 6-speed manual in it. I know you got the parts. You could make it happen. That doesn't even matter if it's just front-wheel drive. All right, it's time for the braking test. No one behind me? Ooh, wow. That just made my teeth chatter. Actually, it has great brakes. All jokes aside about this thing being painfully slow and clearly not designed to go off-roading, obviously, it is a good little car. This is the type of car that before you get out of it, you pat it on the dash and you say, good little car. Because it is. It's a great little vehicle to drive around in. It gets great fuel economy, actually better than what it's rated at least I've seen so far on this wonderful gauge on the dash that tells me in a bar graph form my miles per gallon. I do love the way this car looks though, and the fact that they now have a GR Sport Edition available not in America, that gives me hope that maybe potentially one day they will make a hot performance version of this car, because it deserves it. It does. All cars deserve a performance version. I don't care if it's a Metris Mercedes van. It deserves an AMG edition. If you guys have never seen one of my car reviews before, I have multiple categories to rate in the system, starting with the coveted bean score. It's a rating of 1 to 5 beans based on the feeling you get inside your belly button when you give it the beans. And this little CHR is getting a rating of a bean seed. It's no beans, but It gets a bean seed because there's the potential for beans to grow here. Always gotta look on the positive side of life. Next is the meatball score. It is a rating of 1 to 5 meatballs based on a vehicle's ability to tackle obstacles off-road that look like wads of meat. Speaking of wads of meat, it smells like fish sticks out here. I don't think fish sticks should be in the shape of wad. What is the shape of a wad? Sorry. Car review. The 2021 CHR is getting a rating of 0.3 meatballs. It did its best. It tried. It gets an A for effort. Next is the cookie score. It is a rating of 1 to 5 cookies based on what you get for what you spend. It's assessment of value. And this 2021 CHR Nightshades edition is getting a rating of 3.2 cookies. I think there's some good value here. It's a pretty cheap vehicle, and you don't see vehicles in the mid-20s anymore. It seems like everything is well over 30,000. Lastly is the penguin score. It is a rating of 1 to 5 penguins based on how much I personally like a vehicle. And the little CHR is getting a rating of 2.6 penguins. It's a smidgen above average because I see potential here. I think this would make a great hot hatchback. Maybe better than the Corolla, which there's a potential that could become a hot hatchback in the next year or two here in the States. I don't know. I think I'd rather see this maybe. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. And I will see you soon with another video. Bye.